5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action!
I have a man from Sweden. Sir, how are you?
I'm very, very good, thank you. Yeah, brilliant actually.
Why should you read books?
That's a very good question, first of all. I guess you will end up learning anything from a book. I mean, it's probably one of the best sources of knowledge. So why not read books?
There are books that I have read in my lifetime, okay, that were challenging, alright, changed my opinion on some things. Do you have any books like that on your reading list?
Certainly, actually, I didn't read many books earlier in my life, but there was a time in Japan where I didn't feel very good. I started reading books, and they were all really challenging, but they brought me back to reality and made me want to keep reading. And one book that really made me think was a book called The Ultimate Reality.
Alright, okay.
Can't remember the author's name. Unfortunately, but I'm sure you can find it. It's a great book, and I love reading.
Now that you mentioned Japanese literature, they say that Russian literature translates well into English, and yet there seems to be more of an awareness that the Japanese text translates very well into English also. What's your opinion on that?
Well, Japanese is a complex language. I don't know if that would translate well into English or not, actually. But I mean, books from all different languages translate into English. So why not Japanese? I suppose.
Do you read Japanese?
Well, they have 3 alphabets. I shouldn't say that I can read Japanese.
Okay. Oh, you give us some?
私の名前はペンです。スウェーデンで20年の音楽に住んでますが、最高のところです。とっても助かります。
So, I once seen a painting online, alright, and the painting was long, rectangular. The first kid standing on the ground, there is a wall, okay, he can't see through the wall. The kid beside him, alright, is on a chair, is able to see above the wall to see what?
Whatever is above the wall, I suppose. This is a great question.
No. So the third kid is standing on a taller chair. Folks, these chairs are made out of books. The taller chair of the third kid is able to see that past the first wall, there's a second wall that looks like, I don't know, countryside, but he has read enough books to see over that wall to see, I don't know, something else. So tell me, what's the message there, do you think? How would you interpret that?
That I would interpret as the more books you read, the taller you get, the further you see. And that's a good thing. Being small and not well read, I'm going to take that to heart, read more books.
So, tell me, in Sweden, do you have any Swedish literature superstars?
Wow, I should know that. Probably do actually, but I'm really sad to say that I'm not very familiar with them. I wouldn't be able to tell you any names, but you know, I've heard of Google. Google them. No, I'm sorry. I'm sure they do. I couldn't tell you any names though.
You are Swedish, if I'm not mistaken. Have you ever read any Irish literature novels?
Sadly not.
That's okay.
But now when you brought it up, I will.
Oh. Then can I recommend for you 5 authors? Oscar Wilde,
Oscar Wilde, of course.
James Joyce.
James Joyce, all right.
Seamus Heaney.
Seamus Heaney.
Poetry.
yeah.
Sheridan Le Fanu.
Sheridan Le Fanu, all right.
And William Butler Yeats.
William Butler Yeats, yeah. Oh, thank you, man.
No worries, man. Anytime, anytime.
What's your favorite book to read? Could you give me advice?
My favorite book. I mean, 1984 is a good one.
Read that in the States?
Oh, Jesus, nice one. I read that in Greece.
It's written in 1948, and I read it in 1984 in America.
You read it in 1984?
Yeah.
Shut up, man.
In school, high school in America.
Well done, man. That was really cool.
I aced it as well.
Oh,
Yeah. Being Swedish, the only one in the class that aced it.
nice one.
Please.
Yes, man. Well done. That was really cool. Yeah, he wrote the book in 1948 and just switched the last 2 digits.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. There's also another book that I would recommend to you, sir, is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Have you read that?
I have not, but I have heard of it, and I would love to read that. I do actually meditate on a regular basis. So, unfortunately, I haven't read it, but I certainly will now.
Well, it's not so. Yeah, to meditate. That's a really good idea. It's not so much that he's teaching you to meditate, rather they are his meditations, his thoughts on how to be a better human. So take a look and yeah, that'll be my recommendation.
What's the most important thing to think about when you're out traveling?
Respect for oneself and others as you travel together, like ships on water.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. Another thing I've noticed, actually, as long as you smile to people, anything is possible. And it's not much more difficult. Respect and a lot of smiling.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's good, actually.
Yeah, that's really good.
What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, a favorite animal of mine would be the sloth. I once high-fived a sloth in Singapore Zoo. And I was like, what? I mean, the animals are around you, man. This sloth was, oh God. I was like walking over a bridge. It's just lying there in the sunshine. And as I put my hand down to it, in slow motion, it puts its paws into my palm. It was so beautiful. Wow.
Well, that is amazing. I bet it was the slowest high five you've ever done, right? What? But sloth, what a beautiful animal. Yes, sir.
Finally, what is your advice to do? What's your advice to those that say they don't have enough time to read books?
Absolutely no excuse not to read books. You can always find time to read books. Especially in these days, we waste so much time on our phones or TV, Netflix, whatever. Take an hour out of each day and just read.
Gee, yeah. Well done, man. That is the sweetest thing. That is the sweetest thing, folks. Folks, that's all we have time for. I want to say to my Swedish compatriot here, thank you so much, man. Well done. Thank you for your time, man. Well done. Safe
My
journey.
pleasure. You too.
Oh God, safe journey in your travels, man. Thank you so much. Peace.